Hey guys, so I just wanted to break down a few of the fights on the UFC Boise card coming up this weekend. It's an okay card, a few good fights, some pretty good matchups here and there. I'm not going to break down as many fights as I usually do. This will probably be a shorter video. I'm only looking at 4 fights today. Second thing, I just wanted to apologize and say sorry that my video isn't out yet for UFC 226 and the Tough 27 card, the future results. I mean, sorry, the results in the future matchups. It's just taking me a little bit longer to do just because I did combine the two cards in one. But that should be up soon. I'm working on that every day. And yeah, let's just get right to the breakdowns. So the first fight we're breaking down is Darren Elkins versus Alexander Volkanovski. This is a really good fight. I'm actually really excited for this. I love Darren Elkins. Darren Elkins is on a 6 fight win streak. He has a great heart when it comes to fighting. He's hard to put down. You saw in that Mirsad Bektic fight. That is one of the greatest comebacks in all of mixed martial arts history. Um, Apart from that, he's a really good wrestler. He trains out of Team Alpha Male with Uriah Faber. It's predominantly a wrestling camp. Great camp, one of my favorites in the UFC. Um, so he focuses predominantly on wrestling. He can go for submissions, can go for ground and pound. But at the same time, he doesn't mind standing. He likes it. He doesn't like to, but he can take a punch and can definitely give one back. On the other side, we have Alex Volkanovski, who's a bit of a UFC newcomer. He's only had a handful of fights in the UFC. He's a pretty good wrestler, but I don't think he's as good as Darren Elkins. I don't think he's experienced enough for Darren Elkins. I think this is a little bit of too much too soon for him. I don't think Darren Elkins' win streak is going to end here. I have him being able to stuff the takedowns of Alex Volkanovski, and I see this taking place more on the feet than people would think because these two both have good takedown defense. But I do think that Darren Elkins is a bit too experienced. A bit too much for Volkanovski. Just has a little bit of an edge over him, and I think he'll be able to edge out a decision win over him. So I have Darren Elkins by decision. So next fight we're talking about is Miles Jury versus Chad Mendes. This is Chad Mendes' first fight after a little over 2 years. He's another one who trains a Team Alpha Male with Darren Elkins. So Chad Mendes is a really good wrestler. He has insane takedown defense. I don't think he's ever been taken down. And he himself has great takedowns. He has decent hands. I mean, the best example of his stand-up game was against Conor McGregor, but at the same time, that got very overshadowed by McGregor's excellent performance in that fight. But Chad Mendes, he can hold his own on the feet. He's not the most powerful puncher at 145, and he's not the most crisp striker. But at the same time, he's coming off of a 2-year layoff. We really haven't seen how much he's improved in that time, how much he's been working out, how much he's been training. Against his opponent Miles Jury, who has he's pretty much known for his hands. He's got really good stand-up skills, pretty good like I said, pretty good on the feet. Decent takedown defense, nothing insane, and some good takedown offense. I think that Chad Mendes is coming into this. He's going to come into this fight very hungry, looking for the win, looking to redeem himself after that USADA suspension, and I think he's going to come in this fight very aggressive. He's going to be able to get the takedowns and finish by a second round TKO ground and pound stoppage. So next fight we're talking about is Sage Northcutt versus Zach Otto. A lot of the casual fans love Sage Northcutt; they go crazy for him. While on the other side, the hardcore fans kind of like hate him. Sage Northcutt, he's not the most exciting fighter ever. He's not, the most flashy striker. He doesn't really have that good of a track record when it comes to finishes in the UFC. I think he has one controversial knockout stoppage, air quotes around the knockout, and one submission win. I think those were only two. He only has 2 stoppages. So you can really tell he doesn't have too much power. Apart from that, he has a pretty bad track record at welterweight. He usually fights at 155, but he kind of fluctuates, goes between 155 and 170. And at 170, he doesn't really have that good of a record. I believe he's lost all of his fights at 170. Um, like I was saying, he doesn't have too much power at 155, but when you move up a weight class, that's even less. I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to knock anyone out at 170. On the other side, you have Zach Otto, who has a bit more experience than Sage. Um, Decent hands, nothing too crazy there, but I think at the same time he's just too much for Sage Northcutt. I don't think Sage is gonna be able to knock him out or even really hurt him on the feet. I think Sage might leave his chin up there a little too much, get caught a few times by Zach, and I don't really see Zach putting him down either. So I'm gonna say that Zach Otto wins this fight by a decision. And the last fight we're going to talk about is, of course, Junior Dos Santos versus Blagoy Ivanov, the main event. This is Junior Dos Santos' first fight after a little over a year's layoff. He's a good boxer with some pretty good power. And he was a big part of the heavyweight division for a long time. I mean, his name was everywhere. He has that legendary trilogy with Cain Velasquez. Um, and on the other side, you have Blagoy Ivanov, who is, I'm not sure which promotion he's coming out of, but I know he's on a 5 fight winning streak. He currently has 8 first round finishes. He has 6 knockouts and 6 submissions. He's a gold, bronze, and silver medalist in the Sambo championships, and he has some really good stand-up skills. But at the same time, he's not a one-trick pony like most of these heavyweights who just have this crazy power and always go for the knockout. He, is very well rounded. He can hold his own. He's extremely well set on the feet, but at the same time, he's dangerous on the ground as well. I wouldn't say on the ground he's as dangerous as someone like Fabricio Verdun, and on the feet I wouldn't say he's as dangerous as, let's say, Mark Hunt, but he's just short. I think he's just short of both of those fighters. Um, so you can see like he's very well rounded, but not insanely overpowered in one aspect over another. I think that the time off for Junior Dos Santos is a little too much. I think he's just a little too old to be doing this for too much longer. And I think Blagoy Ivanov should take care of him pretty handily, maybe with a second round knockout. So yeah, those are my picks for the UFC Boise card. Like I said, pretty decent matchups. Good fights here and there. My next video out will definitely be the 226 and tough 27 results in future matchups. Like I said, I'm working on that constantly. I'm trying to get it out. It's just a little bit of a more time consuming project because it is the 2 fight cards in one video. But that should be out soon in the next few days. Maybe Sunday, I think they'll be up. Um, yeah. Apart from that, let me know if there's anything, any videos you guys want to see, anything I can improve, of course. And yeah, that's it. See you in my next video. Bye. See ya.